Wisdom. It's an incredibly valuable asset. Some would say more precious than gold. It's attractive, appealing, admirable. Conversely, a lack of wisdom is the basis of immaturity, blind spots, and bad decisions. Wisdom. It can be gained over time, but it can't be rushed. But wisdom can be shared. That's precisely what we are here to do right now. Today, we are here to hack wisdom, to distill it, to understand it, and to process it. Why? To get better at life. Welcome to The Main Thing. This is your new 9-minute podcast. I'm your host, Skip Linneberg, and I've set out to interview the wisest people I know. We'll see what we can learn from each one when they're faced with an incredibly difficult, soul-piercing question. Welcome back to The Main Thing podcast. I'm your host, Skip Linneberg, here with another 9-minute dose of wisdom. A special warm welcome for all of my subscribers. So glad you're here. And a heartfelt thank you to my patrons, those who provide funds to keep the wisdom flowing. Many thanks. I'm coming to you today not from Parkwood Studios, but from City Hall in Charleston, West Virginia. I'm here today to interview my special guest, who is a trailblazer through and through. Amy Shuler Goodwin is the first female mayor of the city of Charleston and was the first female to play on the men's golf team at Wheeling Park H.S. When she was age 11, Amy worked at the Hole and Run, re-gripping golf clubs and stocking running shoes. After graduating college, Amy lived in London, England. Currently, her obsessions include power washing, good food, and Ted Lasso. Mayor Goodwin and her husband Booth have 2 boys, Joe and Sam, and a dog, Gus the Bus, a Kanawha County animal rescue pup. Buckle up. You are in for a whirlwind of wisdom from this bold, trailblazing friend and wise guest. Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin, welcome to the Main Thing podcast.
Thank you.
So great to be with you today.
So great to be with you.
Amy, I so admire and always have your boldness and your courage. And I just wondered if you would share with me and with our audience where that comes from, that courage, that boldness. Where did that come from in your life?
I'd have to say it came from my grandparents and my parents.
Tell me a little bit about it.
We spent a lot of time, if not half of our time, with our grandparents. Our grandparents helped raise us.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
West Virginia family,
That's right.
My dad was a small business owner. My mom decided to go back to school when we went to school.
Oh, wow.
And so, there were many a week where my grandparents would pick us up after school or on Friday so mom could study, and dad opened up a small business so he could start, his second job. Again, much like many West Virginia families.
And you're hanging out with the grandparents.
Yeah. But, my grandmother was one of the first female senators here in the state of West Virginia.
That's right.
So, I was. But my grandparents were.
Give us her name, please.
Her name, and I have to say it in full because if I don't, she'll get angry with me from the beyond. Thais Frances O'Donnell Blatnick.
Wonderful.
Irish.
Wow.
And she was the oldest of 3, and her mother left when she was 10. And so she took on that role very early on, and she was a very driven person, and she instilled that in my dad. And
it rubbed off on you.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to hope it did a little bit. I mean, I still have a lot of growing to do and a long way to go, but that's probably where I got a lot of it. And we just always worked.
Hey, we've known each other forever.
Oh my gosh,
and
forever.
I'm racking my brain.
I was thinking about this morning. How did we meet? I have no idea how I met you. I don't know, but here's one of my very first memories of you.
Okay.
You all had Chesapeake Bagel.
Yeah.
Right? And the week that Chloe was born, maybe it was a week after, I don't know. Booth and I used to go down there all the time to get bagels on Sunday. You had seats outside. We'd go and we sit and we have a bagel and we'd read through the papers. And the week she was born, there was a little picture of her you had in the front of the shop. And all I remember is she had a tuft of hair.
Yes.
She had a mess of that beautiful dark hair. That's what I remember.
Yeah. So that's how we know each other.
Yeah.
Come explore America's newest national park and stay at Lafayette Flats Boutique Vacation Rentals in Fayetteville, West Virginia, the charming small town on the rim of the New River Gorge National Park. When you stay at Lafayette Flats, you're only minutes from spectacular hiking trails, breathtaking vistas, and the world-famous New River Gorge Bridge. And at the end of your adventurous day, park your car and relax. Lafayette Flats is conveniently located in the heart of Fayetteville, just steps away from shops, restaurants, and pubs. The historic building that houses Lafayette Flats was lovingly renovated to create 4 unique vacation rentals, carefully designed for couples ready to enjoy a relaxing getaway. Each flat is private, comfortable, and filled with cultural treasures, from the impressive original art collection on the walls to the West Virginia literature on the bookshelves. Lafayette Flats combines the stylish modern design of a boutique hotel with the privacy and local flavor of a vacation rental. The efficient booking process, high cleaning standards, and luxurious amenities are what you would find in an upscale hotel. But there's no front desk to slow you down, and you can relax without the daily intrusion of housekeeping staff. Visit LafayetteFlats.com to see hundreds of 5-star reviews from delighted guests like me. Lafayette Flats Boutique Vacation Rentals, the hottest place to stay in the New River Gorge National Park. That brings us to the pivotal point in this conversation. Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin, what's the main thing you've learned in your lifetime so far?
You know, Skip, I think the main thing I've learned so far is that everyone deserves a seat at the table. Everyone.
Oh,
yeah. That doesn't always happen.
Right.
And you have to be intentional about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, having worked in policy and politics for a really long time, I am very frequently still the only woman that sits around a table.
Yeah.
In this industry.
For sure.
And so everybody deserves a seat. We're really good at saying things like, we need to bring young people to the table. That's just words. We have to act upon it.
Yes,
we have to build youth councils. We have to say, getting an intern this summer is going to be time consuming. It's going to be difficult. It's going to require thoughtfulness and oversight, but it's monumental. We learned so much from bringing different people that don't look like us, people who didn't grow up like us. And, you know, I'll say Joe Manchin used to say it all the time when people say, well, what's the first thing you're going to do? Well, I want to bring everybody together.
Yeah.
And I used to think, I'll be honest, well, that's just political
talk,
speak.
Right.
That's just okay, bring everybody around a table. That sounds really good. It's the hardest thing I do every day, Skip, I promise you.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing I do every day is to bring folks around the table who don't agree, have way different agendas, or angry.
For sure.
Or very passionate. It doesn't even have to be anger. It just could be passion about something completely different.
Maybe bitterness.
Yeah, it's really difficult thing to do. And so the way you make all of those things successful, those events successful, those meetings successful, is to make sure you have a lot of different folks around the table with different perspectives. It's so much easier to do it the other way, to have everybody around the table that head nods or says, yeah. It's the reason why my chief of staff, I've never worked with him a day in my life.
Okay.
Before I walked through the store.
That's awesome.
Never.
Wow.
Never worked with him.
Yeah.
And the reason why I did that is, number one, I didn't want anybody to be political.
Okay.
I really meant, and I meant it.
Yeah.
And that's easier said than done, because I could have picked somebody from inside the campaign, or, I could have done
They don't owe you something.
Yeah, he doesn't owe me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a small little council or mayor's office or governor's office or senator's office, I've watched it happen. You get here, and then everyone laughs at all your jokes, and they're not funny.
Yeah, you get insulated.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to that myopic vision.
Everybody deserves a seat at the table.
They have to.
Yeah,
if you want to make progress and you want to make positive change and have positive momentum forward, it's the toughest thing that executives can do, is really be committed to it.
That's so needed right now. That's really important wisdom you've shared.
Hand to the heavens. There's not one day that I walk out of this office that a dad doesn't come to me and say, could you get a picture with my daughter? I'd really like to have a picture with you with her. Or can I take a selfie? My mom voted for you, although she's in hospice care now, and she would love to see this. You were the first, she wanted to make sure that she was able to vote for you. And so as that started to seep in, I thought, this is my role. Mm-hmm. And that's a really good part of a tagline to have. And it's an honor to have, where at first I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to fulfill that or let myself down or let other people down if I didn't make that happen, and we would stay on that same course. But I'm really delighted. But I am very cognizant of who we put in positions of director. We have in the city of Charleston, for the first time ever, the most diverse and the youngest team ever in the history of the city of Charleston.
Fabulous.
The first female African-American director of parks and recreation. That's important. It's important for our community. It's important for our girls. It's important for our boys to have a very diverse and robust team of people in all departments. I don't care if it's just the mayor's office. It's also in planning, streets and traffic, and in engineering, and in park and recs. And those things are really, really important because there are people that are looking up to you, whether you think they are or not.
For sure. Yeah. Amy, you mentioned earlier Senator Manchin as someone who influenced you. On this specific note of everybody deserves a seat at the table, is there another mentor or role model or someone who helped you discover just how vital and fundamentally important that was?
Yes, the senior staff here.
Yeah.
It is always top of mind to the people that I have surrounded our teams with. It's paramount to them.
What that says to me, I love your answer, and you just bent my brain a little bit, and I'll explain that. I'll try to articulate that to you. One answer would have indicated that you came in knowing all you needed to know about that wisdom. The way you answered it tells me that you are still discovering and building and shaping that as you go, and that they're influencing your views on that every single day. Did I capture that?
They should.
Yeah.
I should want a team that does that.
Yeah.
We should all want teams that do that and bring out the best and challenge us and question us and bring new perspectives. I knew that I was going to pick up your garbage. I knew I was going to pave your roads.
Yeah.
I want to also, while I'm here, change the quality of your life as well. It's more than just that. And there's lots of different paths and opportunities to get to that next big thing.
Yeah. Passionate about your role, obviously passionate about your work, and feeling that there's still more to be done.
There's so much more to be done.
Yeah. Mayor Amy Shuler Goodwin, thank you so much. This has been a pleasure, and I just can't thank you enough for your time and the wisdom that you shared.
Thank you, and thanks for doing this. This is really cool.
Thanks. Wow, 9 minutes is up. That goes by incredibly fast, doesn't it? Time flies when you're hacking wisdom. I hope you're left wanting more. Sync up with us again next time on The Main Thing for 9 more minutes of wisdom.